The next step we need to do is plane the sides down to 5/8 of an inch thick. Now that's thinner than our normal 13/16. Remember, 5/8 is now 10/16. Now, like we did on other pieces on this project, it takes a little while to sand on the wide belt sander, a full 1/16 of an inch. So we're going to keep it so the handle's up at the top and all of my planing until the very end, where I'm going to take an extra half turn to get it a little closer to 5/8. It will save you time later on the wide belt sander. Set it to your normal 7/8 and plane down until you get close to 5/8. So this pass should be 11/16. Then I'll take 1/2 a turn after. Now we're going to use the wide belt sander to sand these down the rest of the way. 5/8 of an inch is 0.625. So this has to say 625. Again, these aren't very wide, so I'm going to do 2 taps per pass. So 1, 2. The next step, we need to get a good end. So we're going to take the sled here and just chop off one of the ends. Again, chop off the best end because I'm going to be cutting it down to size, and I'll throw the bad end away. We're back here at the table saw. Now I'm going to cut them to width. Now both of these, of course, like I mentioned before, we've got a long piece and a short piece. But our first step is I want to cut them to the right width, and that's 8 inches wide. So we just set that to 8 and cut them both down. And make sure to take a moment and figure out which edge you want to get rid of. Now, I tried to do my best to put any knots on the inside, closer to the middle. So either one I could take off and be okay. So here are my good ends, and that's what goes against the fence. Now, as we were going through teaching you how to do the table saw, generally we don't like students cutting boards like this. They're a little bit wobbly. This one has enough width on it, 8 inches, to be able to just simply cross-cut without any kind of support. But anything narrower than this, make sure to have a miter gauge or just use the sled. So here's your measurements. I like to do the long ones first, 11 3/4. And then 9 3/4. My attention on that cut is that there's no gap from here to there. As soon as it does this, it wants to kick. You notice that I was like this and then moved both hands to this side. That's to make sure I don't want to shove both pieces and pinch the blade. So I'll just move this aside. Do the same on this one. So I don't want to squeeze, and that'll kick. So right here, no gap, and that's done. Now move it to 9 3/4 and just cut them again. There's my good edge. Nice and steady, no reason to push super hard. That's my bad end, and that gets thrown away. There's my good end.